Hi guys, Tracy here with another process video. Today I'm using these 3 Instax photos that I took of some of my favorite scrapbook supplies. And I'm just looking through my Studio Calico April kit, which is the Spencer's kit. I bought no add-ons for this one, so I'm just looking through some of the papers that I really like. I guess I'm not really going by the colors in the photos at all because there's a variety of colors in the photos. I'm just trying to think about what papers I might like to put together. So all I came up with was some scraps so that were left over from some of the other layouts I've done. So now I pulled out my Citrus Twist kit and I'm having a look at some of the papers that are left in that kit, and I thought about using this zebra print or whatever that's called. Um, and then I quickly decided I didn't want to use the Citrus Twist paper at all. I did leave the little tray of embellishments out though. So I went to my Maggie Holmes collection, which this is a collection made by Crepe Paper, and it's got some beautiful rich colors, and this layout is actually about scrapbooking. So I wanted to make sure that I picked some of my very favorite papers to use on this layout because it's going to be about my favorite things for scrapbooking. So right now, the Maggie Holmes collection is one of my favorites. So, and I haven't been using it quite as often as I've used the Dear Lizzie and Yes Please collections. So I wanted to make up for that. So I thought about using this pretty doily paper and maybe making the pictures into a banner. Still thinking about that banner idea. And I'm really liking this yellow paper for the background. I also really like that sky paper, so I'm kind of trying to decide here. Can't quite make up my mind. So I'm going to keep them both out. And at some point I'm going to straighten out those papers, those photos, and decide to use them as a row of photos instead of a banner of photos. So now I've pulled in some of those Studio Calico paper scraps that I had pulled out before, and I just took out my clips, and I can't find the little clothespins from, I think they were from the March Studio Calico kit. There I found them. They're from Pebbles, and I only used 2 of them last month, so I wanted to take this chance to use them. So I picked out a yellow, a turquoise, and an orange clothespin because those are the colors I'm hoping to use in this layout. I'm just going to use my ruler to help me tear off a piece of the cloud paper. And I'm just kind of thinking about what things I'm going to use to coordinate here. So I have those twine and ink labels out, those orange labels, and then I saw that I had this scrap of orange paper. That's by Basic Gray, and it is from the Studio Calico kit this month, from the April kit. So far that is the only thing from the April kit that I'm using. I will add some more things as I go. These are the Basic Gray Hey You stickers, and I kind of started to get the idea that maybe I could layer a whole bunch of stickers at the top of these photos instead of my original idea was to maybe do some layers of paper, but I think I've decided to not use layers of paper, and instead I'm going to put a whole bunch of stickers as embellishments. I took out the Polaroid camera from those cork cameras. Those came in the Studio Calico kit. And then that yellow speech bubble that I'm using there is also from the Studio Calico kit. So I've got the camera, the label, and the speech bubble all from the kit. I changed my mind about that label, tore it off, and it did tear some of the speech bubble, but I'm going to cover it up with embellishments, so I'm not too worried about it. Just kind of trying to decide what I am going to do with that orange label because I really like it and I definitely want to use it. And now I'm just deciding what I'm going to do with all of these stickers. So while I'm moving them around, I'm just sticking them on my wax paper, which I always have handy for my titles. And so I just stick it on the wax paper very gently. Stickers don't come off wax paper all that great, so I'm just sticking it on gently so I can tear it off gently when I'm done. So I'm picking a variety of those Hey You stickers in a bunch of different sizes, and I'm just choosing some of the colors that I like. I love those layered speech bubbles with a speech bubble on top of a speech bubble. I really like that look, so that's gonna stay. Some of these things will change as I go along, but that one will stay. I'm just going to outline some of these stickers because I find, especially when I'm using a whole bunch of stickers from the same collection, they do tend to blend in with one another, and that's because they all tend to have the same color tones, and that's what makes them coordinate so well. But I don't want it to be just kind of like a random blur of basic gray colors up there. I want to define some of the shapes of some of the things I'm using up there. So just layering this to make a kind of a speech bubble embellishment there with the hay speech bubble, and then that orangey yellow speech bubble is just a die cut from Studio Calico. So for all the stickers I'm using are from that Heyu sticker sheet that came in the kit. The cork, of course, came in the kit, and also that ViewMaster that's behind everything. That frame also came in the kit. I'm just outlining that label that also came on the Heyu sticker sheet, or not a label, I guess it's a tab. And now I have this idea that I'm going to run a piece of string across this and have it look like the photos are attached to the string, even though the string is like way too light to actually support the weight of the photos. Now I am just going to take a picture because I like it as it is, and I decided to use my Martha Stewart pinked circle punch and punch an orange pinked circle. And I kind of didn't want to go looking for a piece of orange paper, so I just used one of the speech bubbles because it was the right shade. And I'll use the negative later on something else for another layout. So now I'm going to glue everything down now that I have a sense of where I want everything to go. I did use some light pencil marks to just show where I wanted to put the papers back after I took them off and trimmed them. So I just had to erase those, and now I'm just arranging everything again. Cutting that pinked circle in half so I could use it in 2 different places, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do on that left hand side yet, but I'm pretty sure I want something else on the left hand side. I'm taking pictures galore this time. I actually don't even think I refer back to them because I'm just kind of taking them off and sticking them on right where I took them off, so I don't really need the photo, but you never know when you're going to need it until you need it. I did use my tiny attacher to staple on that tab, and then I grabbed a couple of shipping tags, and put a blue one in behind there. That basic gray sticker that had the little loop on it, I just put a piece of the same twine I'm going to use. The twine actually came from the Citrus Twist kit. I think it might be the only thing from the Citrus Twist kit that I even use on this layout. So this is almost entirely Studio Calico stuff and stuff from my stash. As I mentioned, it's the Maggie Holmes collection from my stash. And now I wanted to take each of these photos and do something to it relating to what's in the photo. So this is a photo of a bunch of roller date stamps. The picture didn't come out very well, but that is what it is. And so I just took my Studio Calico roller date stamp, which is my favorite one, and I just stamped a whole bunch of phrases with today's date on it. And now this one is a photo of washi tape, so I wanted to put a couple pieces of washi tape on there. I'm going to cover them up with some embellishments. So there I go, attaching the string that the photos are going to hang from. And now that the photos are hanging, I have to kind of reposition a couple of things. And this basic gray sticker says so much awesomeness, and I had to use it on this layout. So I just put it on that washi tape photo. I'm going to fiddle around a little bit, and I thought about using pop dots under these photos, but then I decided to just use regular adhesive. Could have gone either way. So now I'm just kind of fiddling around, making sure that the photos are where I want them to be, and I'm going to add a couple of little extra touches. So some of those little pieces that I decided to put on, I'm just putting on now. So the pinked circle that I punched from one of the speech bubbles, and some of the smaller little stickers and embellishments. Oh yes, that little tab that says documented on the wood veneer photo is also from the Citrus Twist kit. So I was wrong, there are two things from Citrus Twist down here. Now, because this photo on the far left is of wood veneer, I had to put some wood veneer on this one. So I have an arrow that's layered on that tab from Citrus Twist, and then I have 3 wood veneer stars. And I left them plain just to emphasize the fact that they are wood veneers, because they're plain in the photo, of course. So now I'm thinking about whether I'm going to use any stamps, and I think I decided not to. So just kind of tidying up, I guess. I can't remember what I'm doing here. But yes, sometimes you just need to clear things away to make room for you to think a little bit more clearly. I have a title in mind for this one, which I don't always, but I needed to pick out a couple of different options for fonts. And I have some main words that I want in big font, and then I have some in-between words that I'm just not going to have room to put the whole title in title letters, so I picked out some small letters as well. Now, the title is A Few of My Favorite Things, and that's what I wanted it to be at first, and I'm going to add to it eventually. And so I really wanted to write out favorite in orange, but as you see, favorite is way too long to spell out in these letters. I even ran out of wax paper to put them on. And so I thought about just maybe moving the placement of my title, but I really wanted my title over to the side there, and I didn't want it extending too far down below the photos, so I figured I would do the word favorite in the small fonts and then put few and things in the bigger letter stickers. These are Meadow letter stickers. They're a little bit older, but I picked them up last fall, I think, and I never did get to use them all that much, so I'm trying to use them a little bit more now. And I have them in 3 or 4 different colors, so right here I'm using the yellow and the orange. And so I decided to add in the letter A for a few of my favorite things. I'm going to use these Jelly Bean Soup letter stickers for the words of and my, and they are a really pretty navy blue color that is similar but not exactly the same as those mini market stickers that I used to write the word favorite. So now I'm just working back from the margin with the word things. And thanks to my wax paper, I knew that there was enough room for it. Now I'm just placing the word favorite in those blue on cream mini market stickers. I'm going to shift around the letters for of and my so that the Y can drop down over part of the word favorite. And now at this point I decide to add the word these are to the title, so that it's going to be these are a few of my favorite things. And because I didn't spell this out on wax paper, I didn't space it out properly, so I'm going to go back and fix those up a little bit, because right now they're overlapping, and that would have been fine except that none of the other aspects of the title overlap, so I just wanted to make it be more consistent. So I just moved it so that these and are aren't overlapping anymore. Now I'm doing my journaling, which says in 2009 I walked into Tarzan Mosier in search of a DVD case. It was for my sister's wedding. That's not in the journaling. And noticed a huge section of the store seemed dedicated to stickers and paper of all sorts. I was intrigued. Who would be needing all those stickers? I had no idea there was a market big enough for an entire store of scrapbooking supplies. I bought some paper flowers to decorate my DVD case, and that was how it all started. So I had a lot of fun gluing those stickers onto that DVD case, and I thought, you know what? I really like this, gluing pretty things to other pretty things, and that became my hobby. I had tried a whole lot of other crafty hobbies before that, and so it's nice that it's nice to have one hobby that you can keep on doing and not kind of waste all of your money buying supplies and then changing to another one. So what I'm doing there is my journaling ended up being longer than I thought, so one line went over further. That's Naomi, my other cat that you guys never see. So I took a crepe paper sticker and put it under the word things, and now I'm trying to decide what to put over it because it's a little harsh there by itself. It's a purpley navy blue, and although it does pick up on the navy blue in of and my, it's a little strong. So I'm trying to layer a few things over it. I have those little half circles are a crepe paper vellum banner. I can't remember. I think it's from the Acorn Avenue collection. And so now I'm just wanting to bring a bit more of that navy blue up. So I took the ampersand from that same font and put it up in the top. And then there was also another Maggie Holmes sticker that had the navy blue in it. So I put that up there as well, just to kind of have a bit more navy blue in the layers. And so I went with the crepe paper navy blue sticker, it's just a border sticker, and the crepe paper vellum banner as my little solution for the gap in the journaling that goes underneath the word things. So now I'm just kind of looking at it and trying to decide what else it needs for embellishments. I'm thinking about doing some sprinkles, but I'm actually not going to. I decide instead that I'm going to put a couple of more wood veneers. I was going to put some in that little gap between the photos and the title, but then I decided that I kind of like that gap. You know, people talk about trapped white space, but I think that that title just needed a bit of space to breathe there. So I didn't want to fill it all the way up. So I put the stars on the other side of the title, and that kind of takes the place of splatter. And I added one star to that little cluster that's right there. And at this point, I'm just kind of looking at it and trying to decide if it needs something else. I took that hello, 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 which I had out for, it was going to go up in the corner, and I ended up deciding not to put anything up in the corner because there's a lot going on in this layout, and I just didn't think it needed something in the top to balance off. It seems pretty, I guess, reasonably balanced without anything up in the top corner. A lot of my layouts have things up in the top corners, but I try to not do the same thing every single time. Of course, my bobbin runs out. Eventually it has to, right? I just use a neutral thread in my bobbin, and right now I'm using a light blue thread on my top. And actually my bottom bobbin is light blue too, because I ran out of neutral light bobbins. So I buy my bobbins already wound. I don't like winding bobbins, so I'm pretty lazy about my sewing. So I'm just sewing down all of the October Afternoon Mini Market stickers, and then I'm also adding a little bit of extra sewing over there in the bottom corner just to just for a little bit of interest. And so now you're going to just see some of the close-ups so you can see some of the details. I did trim off the edge of that Enjoy the Little Things sticker. It just didn't, I did it after the camera was off. I really love those basic gray stickers. They are so cool and fun to work with. And I love mixing a whole bunch of fonts like that. That was really fun. I haven't done that in a while. I've been using mostly just one or two fonts, so that was nice to do. And so this layout is all about how I started scrapbooking, and although the pictures are current, I decided to make the journaling for this one be a story that I've been meaning to tell about how I kind of stumbled into scrapbooking accidentally. But I don't have any pictures from back then of me or my supplies or anything like that. So I just decided to pair this story with some current photos. And I think it works. So thanks so much for watching, you guys.